Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtapraishu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake. Continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 19, the inconceivable behavior of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 46 onwards. So previous verse was, O Providence, you have no mercy. You bring embodied souls together through friendship and affection, but before their desires are fulfilled, you separate them. Your activities are like the foolish pranks of children. ना जानिस प्रेम मर्म व्यर्थ करिश परिश्रम तोर चेष्टा बालक समान तोर यदि लाग पाइए तबे तोरे शिक्षा दिए एमन येना न करिश विधान. Providence, you do not know the purport of loving affairs, and therefore you baffle all our endeavors. This is very childish of you. If we could catch you, we would give you such a lesson that you would never again make such arrangements. Gopis can say anything. Are Vedi tu bade nithura, anya durlabh jana, preme karaya samilana, akritarthan kene karish dura. O cruel providence, you're very unkind, for you bring together in love people who are rarely in touch with each other. Then after you have made them meet, but before they are fulfilled, you again spread them far apart. अरे विद्या करुणा देखाया कृष्णा नाना नेत्र मन लोभाइला मोरा क्षणे के करिते पान कड़ी नीला अन्य स्थान पाप कैले दट अपहारा. Oh, Providence, you're so unkind. You reveal the beautiful face of Krishna and make the minds and eyes greedy. But after they have drunk that nectar, for only a moment, you whisk Krishna away to another place. This is a great sin because you thus take away what you have given us, charity. अक्रूर करे तुम्हार दोष आमाय केने कर रोष यह यदि कह दुराचारा तुई अक्रूर मूर्ति धारी कृष्ण नीली चूरी कारी अनेर नाहि आइछे व्यवहारा. O misbehaved Providence, if you reply to us, Akrura is actually at fault, why are you angry with me? Then I say to you, Providence, you have taken the form of Akrura and have stolen Krishna away. No one else would behave like this. Apanar karma dosha, tore kiba kari rosha, toya moya sambandha vidura. Ye amar prananatha, ekatra rahi yar satha, say Krishna hai lanitura. But this is the fault of my own destiny. Why should I needlessly accuse you? There is no intimate relationship between you and me. Krishna, however, is my life and soul. It is we who live together, and it is he who has become so cruel. सब त्याजी भाजी जारे सही आपन हाथे मारे नारी वधे कृष्णेर नाही भाई तार लागी आमी मारी उलटी न चाहे हरी क्षण मात्रे भांगिल प्रणय. He for whom I have left everything is personally killing me with his own hands. Krishna has no fear of killing women. Indeed, I'm dying for him, but he doesn't even turn back to look at me. Within a moment, he has broken off our loving affairs. Krishna kene kari rosha, apana durdeva dosha, pakil mora ei papa phala. Jai Krishna mora premadhina, tare kaila udasina, ei mora bhagya prabhala. Yet why should I be angry with Krishna? It is a fault of my own misfortune. The fruit of my sinful activities have ripened, And therefore, Krishna, who has always been dependent on my love, is now indifferent. This means that my misfortune is very strong. Ei mat gaur raye vishale kare hai hai, aha Krishna tumi gela kati. Gopi bhav hriday tar vakya vilapaye, Govind damodar madhveti. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented in the mood of separation. Alas, alas, so Krishna, where have you gone? Feeling in his heart the ecstatic emotions of the gopis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agonized in their words, saying, O Govinda, O Damodar, O Madhav, Tabe Swarup Rama Rai Kari Nana Upaye Mahaprabhu Kare Ashvasana. गायन संगम गीता प्रभुर फिरायल चिता प्रभुर किछु स्थिर हैलमान. Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai then devised various means to pacify the Lord. They sang songs of meeting that transformed his heart and made his mind peaceful. Ei matta vilapite ardharatri gela gambirate Swarup Gosai Prabhure Sharaila. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lamented in this way, half the night passed. Then Swarup Damodar made the Lord lie down in the room known as Gambhira. Prabhu re shoyaya Rama Nanda gela ghare, Swarup Govinda shoila Gambhira radvare. After the Lord was made to lie down, Ramananda Rai returned home, and Swarup Damodar and Govinda lay down at the door of the Gambhira. प्रेमा वेश महाप्रभु घर घर मान नाम संकीर्तन करी करें जागरण. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed awake all night chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, his mind overwhelmed by spiritual ecstasy. विरह व्याकुल प्रभु उद्वेगे उठीला गंभीरा भीते मुख घासीते लागीला. This is too much. Feeling separation from Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so distraught that in great anxiety, he stood up and began rubbing his face against the walls of the Gambhira. Mukhe gande nake kshat haila para, bhava veshe na janin Prabhu pade rakt dhar. Blood oozed from the many injuries on his mouth, nose, and cheeks, but due to his ecstatic emotions, the Lord did not know it. Sarvaratri karin bhave mukha sangharshan, gona gona shabda karin, sarup shuni lata khan. In ecstasy, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rubbed his face against the walls all night long, making a peculiar sound, gone, gone, which Swarup Damodar could hear through the door. दीप ज्वली घरे गेला देखी प्रभुर मुखा स्वरूप गोविंद दुहार हैल बड़ दुख. Lighting a lamp, Swarup Damodar and Govinda entered the room. When they saw the Lord's face, they were filled with sorrow. Prabhu re shayate ani stushthit karaila kane kaila e tumi Swarup chila. They brought the Lord to his bed, calmed him, and then asked, why have you done this to yourself? प्रभु कहन उद्वेग घर न पारी रही ते द्वार चाहे बोली शीघ्र बाहिर आई ते. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, I was in such anxiety that I could not stay in the room. I wanted to go out, and therefore I wandered about the room looking for the door. द्वार नाही पाया मुख लागे चारी भीते क्षत हया रक्त पड़े न पाए जाईते. Unable to find the door, I kept hitting the four walls with my face. My face was injured and it bled, but I still could not get out. Unmad dashaya prabhu sthir nahi mana, ye kare ye bole sab, unmad lakshan. In this state of madness, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mind was unsteady. Whatever he said or did was all symptomatic of madness. स्वरूप गोसाई तबे चिंता पैला मने भक्त गण लाया विचार कैला आरती. Swarup Damodar was very anxious, but then he had an idea. The following day, he and the other devotees considered it together. सब भक्त मेली तबे प्रभु रेशा धीला, शंकर पंडित प्रभु संगे सोयाईला. After consulting with one another, they entreated Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to allow Shankar Pandit to lie down in the same room with him. So the Lord doesn't hurt himself again. प्रभुपाद तले शंकर करे न शयन, प्रभु तार ऊपर करें पाद प्रसारण. The Shankar Pandit lay at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord placed his legs upon Shankar's body. Prabhu Padu Padhan Bali Tara Nama Haila, Purve Vidure Jaina Shri Shukka Varnila. Shankar became celebrated by the name Prabhu Pado Padha, the pillow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was like Vidura, as Shukdev Goswami previously described him. Iti Bruvanam Viduram Vinitam Sahasra Shirshana Charnopadhanam Prahrishta Roma Bhagavad Kathayam Praniyamano Munir Abhyachashta. When submissive Vidura, the resting place of the legs of Lord Krishna, had thus spoken to Maitreya, Maitreya began speaking, his hair standing on end due to the transcendental pleasure of discussing topics concerning Lord Krishna. Shankar Karen Prabhur Pada Samvahan, Ghumaya Paden Taiche Karen Shayan. Shankar massaged the legs of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but while massaging, he would fall asleep and thus lie down. Ughade ange padiya Shankar nidra jaye, Prabhu utti apan kantha tahara jadaye. He would lie asleep without covering on his body, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would get up and wrap him with his own quilt. Nirantar ghumai Shankar shigra chetan, vashipad chapi kare ratri jagran. Shankar Pandit would always fall asleep, but he would quickly awake and sit up and again begin massaging the legs of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, he would stay awake the entire night. तार भय नरेन प्रभु बाहिरे जाईते, तार भय नरेन बीते मुखाब्ज घसीते. Out of fear of Shankar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could neither leave his room nor rub his lotus-like face against the walls. Ei Lila Mahaprabhu Raghunath Das, Gaurang Stav Kalpa Vrikshe Kariyache Prakasha. This pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been described very nicely by Raghunath Das Goswami in his book known as Gaurang Stav Kalpa Vriksha. See, again and again, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has referred to this book by Raghunath Das Goswami. Means the devotees should not have envy of anybody. They're not envious. They're more than happy to glorify other devotees. And he's saying it's been described very nicely by Raghunath Das Goswami. So he's glorifying that book, glorifying Raghunath Das Goswami. Not being envious that, oh, I'll put down his book so that my book will become more popular. No such thought. So Raghunath Das Goswami has written, Sakiya Yasya Pranara Buddha Sadrisha Gushthasya Virahat Pralapan Unmadat Satatam Ati Kuruvan Vikaladi Dadhad Bhito Shashwad Vadan Vidhu Gharshena Rudiram Shatotham Gorango Hirde Udayam Mam Madhyati. Because of separation from his many friends in Vrindavan, who were like his own life, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke like a madman. His intelligence was transformed. Day and night he rubbed his moon-like face against the walls, and blood flowed from the injuries. May that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rise in my heart and make me mad with love. Ei mat Mahaprabhu ratri divase, prema sindhu magne rahe kabhu dube bhase. In this way, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed immersed day and night in an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna. Sometimes he was submerged and sometimes he floated. एक काले वैशाखेर पौर्णमासी दीन रात्रि काले Mahaprabhu Chalila Udyane. One full moon night in the month of Vaishak, April May, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a garden. Jagannath Vallabh Naam Udyan Pradhane Pravesh Karila Prabhu Laya Bhaktagan. The Lord, along with his devotees, entered one of the nicest gardens called Jagannath Vallabh. Prafulit Vrikshavalli Jaina Vrindavana Shukha Sari Peka Bringa Kareyalapan. In the garden were fully blossomed trees and creepers exactly like those in Vrindavan. Bumblebees and birds like the Shuk, Sari and Peka talked with one another. Pushpa Gandalaya Vahe Malaye Pavan Guru Haya Taru Latai Shikaye Nachan. A mild breeze was blowing, carrying the fragrance of aromatic flowers. The breeze had become a guru and was teaching all the trees and creepers how to dance. Purna Chandra Chandrikaya Paramujvala Tarulata Dijosnaya Karejhalamaya. Brightly illuminated by the full moon, the trees and creepers glittered in the night. Chaya Ritu Gana Jaha Vasanta Pradhana Dekhi Anandita Haila Gaura Bhagavan. The sixth season, especially spring, seemed present there. Seeing the garden, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was very happy. Lalita Lavanga Lata Pada Gayayan Nitya Kari Bulen Prabhu Nijaganalaya. In this atmosphere, the Lord had his associates sing the verse from the Geet Govinda, beginning with the verse Lalita Lavanga Lata, as he danced and wandered about with them. Prati vriksha valliyaiche bhramite bhramite ashokera tale Krishna dekhena chambite. As he thus wandered around every tree and creeper, he came beneath an Ashoka tree and suddenly saw Lord Krishna. Krishna dekhi Mahaprabhu dhaya chalila, aage dekhi hasi Krishna antardhana haila. When he saw Krishna, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began running very swiftly, but Krishna smiled and disappeared. आगे पाइला कृष्ण तारे पुनः हराया घूमे ते पड़ीला प्रभु मूर्छित हाया. Having gotten Krishna and then lost him, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell to the ground, unconscious. Krishnera Shri Anga Gandhe Bhari Che Udyane Sei Gandha Paya Prabhu Haila Chaitane. The entire garden was filled with the scent of Lord Shri Krishna's transcendental body. When Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smelled it, he fell unconscious at once. Nirantara nashahe pashe Krishna parimala gandha aswadite Prabhu haila pagala. But the scent of Krishna's body incessantly entered his nostrils, and the Lord became mad to relish it. Krishna gandha lubdha radha sakhi raya kahila. Sei shloka padi Prabhu artha kari. Srimati Radharani once spoke a verse to her gopi friends describing how she hankers for the transcendental scent of Krishna's body. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited that same verse and made its meaning clear. Kuranga mada jida vapu parima lormi krishtangaha swakanga nalinash take sashi yudabja gandha prataha madena duvar Chandana Guru Sugandhi Charachar Chitaha Same Madana Mohana Sakhi Tanoti Nasa Spriha. The scent of Krishna's transcendental body surpasses the aroma of musk and attracts the minds of all women. The 8 lotus-like parts of his body distribute the fragrance of lotuses mixed with that of camphor. His body is anointed with aromatic substances like musk, camphor, sandalwood, and aguru. Oh, my dear friend, that personality of God, who is also known as enchanter of Cupid, always increases the desire of my nostrils. So this verse is found in Govinda Leelamrita. So now Mahaprabhu will describe this verse again. So we'll take it up tomorrow. See, anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.